Demo memo. Whew, I'm gonna say. This is actually a demo memo. Okay, history. U.S. history or global history. To reiterate, wilderness in North America was called Exile House, aka Attica Prison House, Exile House. In the wilderness in North America, then we found where nobody remembers nothing. As generations had passed, this, that, and the third. When they got over here, they got taken back to Spain, Italy, particularly the French and the Spain, if not India, and Japan knew. Well, if they knew, Britain didn't care until the time was right. The time was right. All right. All right. Civil War. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. We have certain situations where we can say Kennedy, Reagan. Right when we've been the corner to Reagan, that's when times change. Times immediately change. I'm gonna close the world history book and get little personal. Family history change. Common law marriages, common law, stand your ground law. Right on the brink of just after the end of the Civil War. Well, not the Civil War, but the Civil Rights Movement. Rebuttal of the Civil War, this, that, and the third. Trying to solidify stuff, but we were really talking about women's rights, women's suffrage, which turned into gay rights, women's bylaws, supremacy laws for females, women's rights. All right, that's cool. But now looking at the family, when you say common law marriages, okay. Who's not staying with a female for 7 years without having to stay in the face of a potential senator for guidance, making sure that whatever association you have with a female doesn't affect the country? Who's not with that? That's cool. But check this out. There was a marriage reiterated in the state. I'm going to just start at his military tag. His military tag might be Barrakk. But Barrakk was actually one of his ex-wives' tags. Well, ex-wives and father's tag. It's a situation. That's how that happened. Now, look, when the tag was passed to me, well, I don't know how the tag was passed to him, but when it was passed to me, I had to either follow in his footsteps or correct some stuff that I had going on. My military tag read a little different. Now, my initial tag, well, it's been put to bed. So I had to use his. His tag wasn't his, but I knew his name. They knew his name, but they wouldn't let me use it. Rock something. It was something. Look, word on the streets. Boy, Barrakk means Bairritonn. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. But here's the thing: using somebody's associated tag leaves your tag or your government name at bone. If you ever forget your government name using somebody else's military, you're in trouble. Now, anyway, the government tag read Trinity of King Barrakk, who fell victim to a half brother. Not even a half brother, I mean a brother in law. Someone who married in and looked just like him. I don't even know if he had the surgery or not. Looked just like him, just a little bit taller, his skin was bright. It turned into Trinity, a King Barack Obama. Now look, the Barack Obama block was fundamental. It was made to be the tag for the brother-in-law to use as identity, or should I say name tag, government tag, in office and representation of the country. That happened. He got hurt on the job, so he said. And he had a couple of times after his recovery. He had a wife, so they say. But I know his initial wife. The word Obama did not exist before the requirement for the name tag. For the requirement of the dog tag at the shop and being the work tag, the word Obama didn't exist. It was just an offset house. See, the household of Marley. It had never been used because it was never thought of before the requirement used. The requirement for the original Selassie Rockman Malika Rastarfarii initial wife's maiden name led to the creation of the offset house Obama, which is the equivalent of Mali. Before that requirement, it wasn't a word. It was like, oh, bomb. Oh, that's the bomb. Damn, maybe we should run the cup. Anyway, after I used the tag, did what I was supposed to do on all sides, even kept a woman that I hadn't seen in over many years from, not existing too early. She don't exist after having this break, figure out what she was doing about it. Yeah, there's not much I can do. I was giving up to give up, and I didn't give up. Now I'm telling you who you are. You know already, but now you get to know how far it went. Don't trust that man. Remember, you fell victim to that man because you noticed change. Chances of change meant that there was something different, and that was accurate. That was different situation. Apparently, you weren't taught, but you made it back. And that's why you got all those crazy documents about your health and your regimen and stuff. That's why. Okay. All right. All right. After the dog tag, Trinity, King Barack Obama, all of that got pushed to the side. I was like, well, listen, just disassociate me from that because I don't understand why y'all have me on contract and y'all didn't treat me like them. Now that I'm finding out that we weren't supposed to be able to do that, why did I survive? Okay. Rumor has it, and I'm gonna just tell you, when they tried to put me on the contract, I lined it up with the Constitution. I sure did. I was like, I wasn't going for that shit. The shit they had on paper was like, what, 1867 or 1886. None of that shit was valid, and it was like, what, 1983. So I had like looked it over with a current constitution. I guess that's how we live until it expires. But anyway, now after that, I used my actual government tag. Jaworski LaQuez, Arthur Middleton. After Arthur part came in later, that's my assistant Q&A tag. Substitute. Anyway, attorney, attorney, attorney senate hiring manager. That's my tag on the attorney senate hiring manager. called Q&A. As a hiring manager, that's where Arthur came in. Now, my tag in colonial days was MacArthur. Lincoln's in there, MacArthur. Those are older houses that are American houses between the House of Muhammad, Malik, and Marley. MacArthur. Obama's fairly. It's the youngest house that's credited, certified all of a sudden. Obama's youngest house dedicated to uh, the mother. Um, I use my government. The House of Middle, well, in masonry, sort of say work field is the House of Milton. Now, Middleton is sort of like a combination of both. Therefore, regular terms of living. I could work, come home, and live, and then have a name that covers both the House of Middle and the House of Middleton. Now, those are initial houses of my brother, which was given or passed down by the initial father. That house was passed to me at a time when I lost my household of my second marriage, is not the first marriage, credited in Africa and American eyes, well, actually global eyes. The House of Nubal is actually credited for both success or acceptance in global eyes, uh, longevity, and failure in global eyes. It's in the book of Willow. That's the book of African tribal history. Well, often the book of tribal history is English. Uh, I use my government name for that house. That's the house that kept me from losing my life, my mind, when my ex-wife was trying to take it all. The house of after that, I had finished up the time in that house. There wasn't much to do. My brother was that thing. Listen, I used an associate tag after that. And finished up in the fifth tour, credited as the fourth tour because of the mishap of performing, locking down the base incorrectly. But I better have. Yeah, I finished up in the fourth tour, documented the fourth tour, 1986, corporal lieutenant, Trinity Military Associate House. After that, there's not much that I've done. Uh, I have an offset Middleton. Middleton is being used by a female correctional officer, and I want to say worker for the state as well as the country under many other aspects and lanes and avenues, or should I say, means of her making income and having resources other than I'm willing to say or even will say. But she's in a building that says that she might be a mess up and she might not be. May her success be as smooth a transition to get out of being labeled in a group that are either in review, where I could get back my full status of my last name. Because of her association to my tag, we're both at that. It's just her name tag at work. Outside of her job, that means nothing. If she puts it on anything other than her pay wage, I mean, her pay wages, the way I put it, her pay wages is supposed to be in her name before that name tag. The only reason she's using that name tag is because of who she is. And I'm surprised she has a job being who she is. She shouldn't want for anything, I guess. But then, being who I am, I had it. I had plenty of jobs too. So I guess life is life. Is. Well, anyway, like I said, the only thing I remember about my mother, her maiden name, yeah, person and who she looked like. That's all I remember. All I know, her name was longer than my father's. And I was adopted by the brother-in-law that caused near death due to them surviving or being brought back consciously or something. Anyway, the initial couple had a near-death experience. Now, the brother-in-law that did it, because he had no choice, he was ordered to do it, or got married in and sort of looked like him, and sometimes he don't. Uh, he didn't know much about them, and I didn't understand, so I didn't tell him much. People are just recuperating because I had a bunch of near-death experiences myself, and I'm surprised I remember stuff. So that's why this is being recorded. U.S. history to global history to, family history, or should I say birthright. Rockman and Amani. Selassie and Amani. I remember there was another brother that the reason why he had to use the House of Barrakk because he lost his initial birth certificate, and that's how this all started with another relative that married in that looked like him and used his birth certificate. You go figure. Now mine's running around here. Now you say Genevieve, Genevieve, Rastarfarii. Yeah, okay. I threw a Nietzsche in to make it real authentic. Genevieve, Rastarfarii. Anyway, now I'm not sure of my mother's whole. I just know she was under the house, offset house called Marley. So it's Marley and Malik, which made the house of Muhammad. That's where I'm coming from. Which reached all the way to Obama, which covered the whole thing: House of Muhammad, House of Malik, House of Marley. And it don't cover Nubal. That's the situation. It do and it don't cover Barrakk. It's a strong name. It was strong enough to last a couple of few presidential terms. I remember word on the street, Barrakk sort of meant Bairritonn, and it also means Rastarfarii, believe it or not, as do Muhammad. You say Barrakk, well, listen, uh, the Bairrittonns and the Rastafaris have been together in union about 2 or 3 times, not more, before my dealings with a relative. But I didn't choose that route. I went Nubal. They went with the House of Barrakk and the House of Muhammad. The House of Muhammad also means Bairritonn and Rastafari, and the House of Barrakk also means Bairritonn and Rastafari. So that's what time it is. I mean, Barrington also, Barrakk also means Rastafari. It's African. It's an African fusion, African marriage. African marriages uses the last name to make a new last name, which means the union is one. Now, depending on whether it's to death do us or after the separation, y'all have privileges or not determines. Well, it actually depends on your approval globally or however you are associated with the world or how the marriage was viewed as socially, what kind of effect it had on society, if not the world or the public. Uh, and those are the terms of the Catholic, the Christians, the Mormons, the Muslims, and this, that, and the third. Just go ahead and say sacred text, the Mason Review Board, and your family, your in-laws, and your brothers. All right, now on that note, I need a break, and I will say, turning the page in life is just representing both sides of the story, man. All that you know about both sides of the story between your ancestry, your history, and your heritage. Uh, for whoever took theory, because I'm sure there's much more than what I know about my past. Anyway, they say I'm Bairritonn. Now, there are many things that have been passed down to me from my owner, and I use it and I don't. His stuff is a little bit heavier than mine. It comes with a lot more responsibility than I would even require being put on my name or being known to be associated with my name. He was allowed to do it that way. It was that heavy, and check the history. Those who were closer to him than I, we were brought up early. We learned quick. We got out and did what we did quick. We were on our own quick. As quick as like 10. We were on our own as quick as like 10 years old back then. Uh, it's either I don't know, I don't remember. A lot of us were stricken with near death experiences swiftly due to whatever happened. This this country was not based on Britain, uh, Scotland, France, uh, Italy. It was not initially. Now listen, partially you would say Mayan, but yeah, that was maybe so much Spaniard, maybe Spaniard or African or Korean. Maybe that's how. But I mean, initially it was that before colonial. It was that. No piracy. Uh, this, that, and the third. I won't say too much for. Okay, I won't say too much for. That's what's up. Good late evening to you. Happy 4th of July, Independence Day. Remember this. If you've never been a president candidate, just remember there was a president that allowed us to celebrate. It was a president's holiday. Because in this country, the only person that was initially free was the president, the mayor, the governor, the senator, at the most, the senator. Nothing else was free. Nothing else was free. You had to be either related to them or even be in one of those lights or work for the country to be considered having privileges at that time. Live that down. We are a little bit more privileged than we were. But privileges are now, privileges since then have been under prohibition. We abuse and we don't. They allow it and they don't. As soon as they don't want to accept us being allowed to abuse, hey, we're gonna go too far and it's gonna be too late. That's all I'm saying. Have a good lady. Enjoy your party.